Traveler? Paimon?
Kinich! Fancy meeting you here. We've actually been looking for you.
I'll get straight to the point. I hear you accepted a proposal from
Oh, the, Turnfire Knight, you mean. You were still his first choice. It's just... Oh, jeez. It's not what it looks like, promise.
Chill, it's cool. I only mention it because there's something you should know. And I suspect Elder Trinidad hasn't been completely forthcoming with you. His true and...
Once and for all? You mean this'll be the last Turnfire?
That's right. He wants to use you to send the Mountain King to the Night Kingdom.
To the Night Kingdom?
To his death.
Whoa! Are you serious right now? You shouldn't go blurting out accusations like that. I can...
Too blunt? Okay. I'll phrase it more gently. There is potentially a possibility that Elder Trinidad may be hoping that...
But that's ridiculous! He told us, the Mountain King...
And that glory comes at a price.
Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of our glory, but even this glory... Ah, yes, and Nana wasn't the first.
She likely won't be the last to lose her life either.
Still, is killing the Mountain King really the only way? It seems so extreme!
The Mountain King is a unique case when it comes to abyssal contamination. It's eaten away at him for so long that it has consumed him entirely. That evil power has both driven him insane and kept him alive over the centuries. So, to look at it one way, once it's completely purged from his body, the mountain... In past ceremonies, we've only purged around half of the abyssal power.
Trinidad didn't say anything about how much power he wanted us to purge.
Then it sounds like you'll know for sure.
If he really asks us to kill the Mountain King, what should we do?
I know this must come as quite a shock, so I suggest you act like you didn't hear anything for now. I'd like to make a deal with you.
What kind of deal?
One that comes at a very reasonable price. I'm sure you have plenty of... Good. Okay.
Ah, mighty Outlanders, you have returned. Did you have a good rest?
It was, pretty good, yeah.
Glad to hear it. Things are progressing very smoothly on my end. Many of the elders have heard of your heroic deeds, including the chief. They all speak very... There are still those who insist that the ceremony should be performed by the bearer of the...
Plus, Kinich doesn't want to do it anyway.
Exactly. So, now, we covered the fire lighting part of the proceedings yesterday. The next part is the purification. It's quite simple. You just need to use the sacred flame. We've done it plenty of times before, and it's always very routine. One point I'd like to stress, though, is that you need to burn away as much of the abyssal energy as you...
Asleep, huh?
Precisely. In previous years, the Flame Bearer has often been unable to dispel a sufficient amount of... But I understand that you have a lot of experience fighting against the Abyss, and with your help, I'm optimistic this time we can dispel all the remaining Abyss...
Traveler?
So this doesn't faze you at all, huh? You clearly have a lot of confidence in yourself. That's all you really need to know. The ceremony's in 3 days. I'll come and fetch you. In the meantime, feel free to take a look around our settlement. And if you wouldn't mind helping them out with a few errands here and there, that would be even better.
So now we have extra errands to run? Maybe we should add a little extra to the...
Just a humble suggestion, that's all. It will help you gain the respect of our people. I'll be sticking around for the next few days. So if you have any questions...
Seems like Kinich was right. We should go meet up with him right away.
Huh. You're here.
Kinich! Elder Trinidad said that...
I can tell. It's written on your faces.
Is that the Traveler and Paimon? Forgive me for not being there to welcome you on your arrival. That should have been my duty as chief.
Hello, Chief.
I only heard the news from Trinidad yesterday, so I asked Kinich to invite you over for a quick chat. I believe Kinich has already filled you in, so I'll get straight to the point. Firstly, I fully endorse your appointment as flame bearers for the upcoming Turnfire Night. However, I would like to request that you take steps to ensure the Mountain King's safety. Every child of our tribe grows up hearing the tales of our heroes, from Yupanqui the Firebringer to Burkina and the Mountain King who fought against the Abyss. This is our history and our heritage. The source of our... To kill the Mountain King would be to destroy our spirit. Nana's death was a great tragedy, and I do not blame Trinidad for the actions he has taken. Nevertheless, I cannot allow any harm to come to the Mountain King. The very roots of our identity are its... My honored guests, please give this matter your serious consideration. Perhaps there is, but despite all our attempts to contain the situation over the years, we've not found it. Right now, I should like to hear where you stand on this matter. Though I sense that your mind is not yet made up, I'm still comforted by your...
So, Kinich, earlier you were...
Let's walk and talk. I'll show you around the tribe.
That works too. Paimon needs to get some... You really are a one-trick pony, you know. Kinich, Paimon finally understands why you turned Trinidad down. You knew what he was planning, didn't you? That's why you didn't want to be the flame bearer this time, because it's a double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword is right. But my response wasn't merely an excuse. I'm working on it.
Really? Well, come on then, let's hear it.
In a moment. Didn't you have a question you were about to ask me?
Oh, yeah. What was it again? Oh, right. We need to talk about how he's completely unhinged.
I agree that he has a problem. He needs disciplining, so I hired him a teacher.
You got him a teacher? Oh, Paimon would love to see him get scolded for bad. But anyway, moving on. When we ran into a How, he said you two were...
Yes, that's the angle I've been working on. I'm a Saurian hunter, but I occasionally hunt the Abyss, too. One time I was pursuing some purple demonic dogs when I accidentally entered a hidden space. I did some research after the fact. Apparently they're known as beastly rifts, and there are many of them of all different sizes. So, if we can locate one of these beastly rifts...
Whoa, that sounds kinda crazy.
It's not without its risk. Still, we desperately need something like this, even just as a temporary measure. The chief is adamant about keeping the Mountain King alive. Whatever.
Paimon can understand. It's less about the Mountain King and more about...
Yes, but on the flip side, you've got people like Elder Trinidad, who is more, and he has every right to take that view. No one can seriously tell them that's a fair trade.
You're right. There's no easy answers here. Let's leave that to one side for a moment, because at least in our experience, the dogs open the rifts when they want to attack us, not the other way around.
I think I know a way. You have any better ideas?
Not at the moment, but it just feels like, after all, the Abyss is what turned the Mountain King into a monster in the...
If it doesn't end well, then that's the price we pay. Everything in the Mountain King's erratic outbursts have brought tensions within the tribe.
All right. So what's the...
All I need you to do is keep people... I'm getting harassed on a daily basis by people trying to convince me to be the... If you help me out, there'll be a gift for you in return.
Ooh, what kind of gift?
Something well worth your while, I'd say. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Integrate yourself with the tribespeople. That way, I won't have an endless stream of people coming to beg me to join this. Then, when the day of the ceremony comes...
Still sounds pretty crazy, even for a daredevil. And even if it works, what if neither Chief Wina nor
At least the two of them would finally be on the same side of the issue. Leaving only... The tribe needs leaders like them far more than a Saurian hunter for hire like me. Can I take that to mean...
For sure. And who knows, maybe we'll...
Great. Well, for the next couple of days, good luck to us both.
Okay, task for the day. Meet the tribespeople and take some heat off of Kinich's back.
Pony, how can you call the mountain?
Because he hurt a lot of people. And look what happened to Nana.
But it wasn't on purpose. The Mountain King is sick, that's all. He's been hurt by the abyss.
That's true. But the fact remains that he's now a threat to all of us.
How can you be so harsh to someone who's sick? If you don't take back what you just said, I don't know if we can carry on being friends.
Toba, Kuni, what's wrong?
Pony's saying nasty things about the Mountain King. It's not right. He's our hero.
Once upon a time, maybe. But not anymore.
Yesterday, maybe, but not anymore.
Toba? Fine. I guess my dad is right. Things change, and you just have to accept it and move forward. As of today, our friendship is over. Oh, come on, cut it out, you two. We have some... The Traveler is gonna be the flame bearer for the next Turnfire night.
What?
Really? So that's what my dad wanted to talk to you about? To be fair, from what we saw the other day, you are pretty good at climbing cliffs. Probably...
Wait, speaking of Kinich...
Oh yeah, good question. Is he not coming to the ceremony anymore? We can get him to come, but if he catches you two fighting again, he won't be happy. He'll be sure...
No, we can't let that happen. I've never even spoken to him before.
I didn't mean to argue with Toba. All I said was that the Mountain King has done some pretty... Yeah, if you weren't friends, there's no way Toba would have come to look... All right. Well, because it's the Traveler and Paimon and Kinich, Dad just really misses Nana. And I was really upset that she's gone, too.
Huh? Oh. I shouldn't have spoken to you the way I did either.
That's more like it. Now you're best friends again. Guess so. Toba, if I ever say something, I'd better go buy some colored cloth for my dad now. See you, Toba. See you, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay. I'll head home as well then.
Okay, take care, you two. Even though they said they're so... let's just hope we can... Come on, let's move on. Huh? Hey there, what's happening?
A rehearsal for the Turnfire Night dance.
Ooh, there's a dance involved? Paimon wants to learn too.
You don't know it? Ah, I guess you're not from these parts, huh? It's rare to see a new face around the tribe.
Why do you say that?
Because of the Turnfire Night, of course. The Mountain King could wake up at any time. That's why we're holding an emergency ceremony. This isn't one of those fun and games festivals. For outsiders, it might even be a little dangerous.
Well, did you know that the Flame Bearer this time is actually gonna be an outsider?
Oh, I did hear about that. It's a first for sure. I would have loved to meet them in... What? Oh, it's you? It's funny. I was just thinking that I'll probably miss out on meeting the...
You're not taking part in the Turnfire Night? How come? You're not an outsider
You must be joking. Not bad, right? Yeah, I'm considered...
Oh, very impressive. So what...
Well, I feel like the whole Mountain King situation is getting more and more precarious. It's just not safe here anymore. One of our elders' Saurian companions even lost her life not long ago. The question is, what are we gonna do about this in the long term? But our leaders don't have any answers for us. They're probably too busy fighting about it amongst themselves. The way things are going, it's only a matter of time before it gets violent. So I figured, you know what?
You look a little disappointed.
Disappointed? Nah, it's a great opportunity to go see the world. I managed to get in touch with the Saurian Relics Association. They gave me a simple test.
What's the Saurian...
You've never heard of it? It's a group of amateur history enthusiasts who do research on the ancient Saurian era. Speaking of which, the guy who was Flamebearer before you, I've heard that it...
A how? A how's a relic from an ancient...
Oh, yeah, him. So you know... Then, do you know how they met? It was deep inside some mysterious ruin, and they signed a contract there. The association folks say that the...
Really?
Who knows? But if it's true, Kinich can probably handle it. He knows what he's doing with weighing up contracts and costs and stuff. Strangely enough, I actually happened upon a strange mural a while back, and...
Oh, does that count as a relic then?
You bet it does. I was all ready to go take a picture of it and use that as my entry ticket to the... But after all the abyssal activity recently, I heard that area's... Or... You look like you know your way...
If all you need to get is a picture, that should be pretty achievable, right?
Wait, you're seriously gonna help me out?
Come on, it's no big deal. Compared to some...
Pyro Archon above. You two have hearts of... Of course it is. All right, come with me. There it is. It's inside these ruins. As you can see, the place is crawling with monsters.
Alrighty then. Stay back and take cover, Tiago. This could get...
Great minds think alike.
Everybody stand back!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night into the wind.
Bow before your king!
Locked up.
Glory to which none can compare! That's not what I said. Measly insect! You must pay!
The wind knows me. Water change! Into the wind. Target acquired. Time for you to pay the price.
That should be the last of them. It's a good thing Tiago had the set. Hey, look! That's gotta be it, right? Definitely looks like... True. Now that you mention it, most ancient murals take up a whole... It does match the story he told us, though. There's a Saurian and a human. Whatever. We're not here to decide... That's a wrap. Let's take it back to Tiago.
You've been robbed? Oh, Ponche. And I thought my luck was bad.
Oh, I put blood, sweat, and tears into that, and now I've got nothing to show.
Tiago, is this the picture you were looking for?
Let me take a look. Hey, Ponche! Come and say hi to these guys. They're gonna be the new Flamebearers, and they're tough as nails.
Wait, are you the Traveler and Paimon?
Huh? You already know?
I don't think so.
My nephew Toba's been telling everyone about you. He says you're crazy strong, super friendly, that you helped him out, and that you're gonna be our Flamebearers this Turnfire night.
Oh, so you're Toba's uncle. Great. Sounds like we managed to make a bit of a name for ourselves.
Toba's not wrong, my friend. These two are honestly some of the nicest, most genuine people I've ever met. Everyone speaks incredibly highly of them. Seriously.
Really? All I want is to get the fruit.
Allow me to explain. Ponche is a well-known scholar within our tribe, author of the widely acclaimed book,
I spent years of my life researching that book. I visited every last room. On the word Malipo alone, I covered at least 5 different interpretations.
It was an unparalleled masterpiece.
And now it's all gone. That little goon ambushed me during my morning walk. He snatched all of my belongings, including my entire...
That book was everything to him. It's like they robbed him of his soul when they took it. Look,
Dear honored guests of our clan, I am but a helpless old student.
see what I mean, Ponche? Now you've run.
I don't know if he's still there, but hey! You...
What do you want now, you old bum? God, you're a waste of space. Prepare to get... Oh, what's this? Brought a little... Eat dirt, suckers! Stop, please! By all the warriors, heroes, gods, and kings, I can't run any longer. Please, I don't have your stuff anymore.
Oh, yeah? Well, where is it then? You threw it away?
The old bum's bag didn't have a single mora in it. Just a tatty old book, worn out pens, and some old rags. All that time lying in wait was for nothing. I was so...
Is that really
The same place you found me. Look, I swear on the Pyro Archon, it's the truth. May all my worldly possessions...
Okay, that's a... What do we do now? It sounds like he's telling the truth. Right. Let's hope nobody gets to the book before we do. We'll never get it back then.
Although the Turnfire is a heroic symbol in Hoytzatlan, it always comes with the more ominous This holds true for all bearers of this ancient name in recorded history. This appears to suggest the existence of some higher power that is always what you Ponky's Turnfire. What an incredible work. Let me see. The author is Ponche. Nice. A gentleman.
Silence, book muncher. The great Kahula will suffer.
Do you truly find no joy at all in...
Joy? What joy is...
Well, it makes a pretty shocking prediction. Every bearer of the ancient name Malipo eventually meets a grisly end. Maybe that's the price you pay?
What? You're saying Kinich will die a violent death? When will that glorious day arrive? The great Kahula demands...
Wow, you are just irredeemable, aren't you? An agent of chaos down to the core.
Silence, maggot! To presume that anyone compares your kind with the great Kahula.
You don't need to lecture me about doomsday. Here's what I know. All civilizations will be reduced to rubble by the passage of time. From ancient kingdoms to heavenly thrones to worlds beyond, there are no exceptions. But from the ruins of every civilization, the dust will rise and never settle, thus transcending the And you, great Kahula How, are one such speck of dust from a bygone age. Now, let me take a good look at you.
We're so sorry, Mr. Ponche, but we...
does that mean all of my heart?
You gotta stay positive, Ponche. You might have lost the book, but the brains behind it are still intact.
The whole reason I worked so... well, not exactly. But I thought my research might...
Oh, really? So what did you find out in your research?
I think the key to all of this lies in the power of Malipo.
Ponche, you know as well as...
You're right, but Malipo...
Yeah, I remember that story. Maybe you're the special case.
I'm not talking about childhood...
Like what?
Like the fact that the Mountain King is still alive. Everyone attributes that to the power of the Abyss. But there's more. The key factor is that Burkina summoned the power of Malipo at the cost of his... If you don't believe me, then answer me this. How many other creatures can you think of who lived longer?
Traveler, different situation but similar idea. Doesn't this remind you of the hilly...
So, I came to the conclusion that Malipo must refer to some mysterious ritual involving a tit-for-tat exchange. It began with the first Pyro Archon, fell with the Grand Alliance, then was buried in the Night Kingdom. And now, it awaits the call of its new bearer.
Hey. Sorry to interrupt, Panche, but you seem...
I'm sorry. I was originally planning on presenting my findings to Kinich.
Sounds to me like you dreamed up one fanciful theory to support another.
Kinich, what are you...
I more or less finished what I was doing, so I came to have a quick catch-up. Now a good...
Kinich! I'm onto something. I haven't worked out all the details, but...
So Mr. Panche here has done a lot of research on the history of the Turnfire, and they...
I'll be there, Panche. Let's go. Here will do. Yeah. I'd like your help giving it a trial run tomorrow. If that works...
Sounds like you're not considering Panche's idea.
You heard him. He hasn't worked out the details yet. We need a more practical solution with concrete steps to...
Yet? Are you saying you think he might actually be onto something?
I think it's possible, based on something I know about the war 500 years ago. Burkina didn't fall to the abyss. He was killed by the Mountain King in an episode of madness. In his final moments, Burkina made the fateful decision to not fight back, and instead pass his blood and power on to the Mountain. Maybe he thought the Mountain King was stronger than him, and more valuable to the tribe. Or maybe it was just out of... Either way, I can believe the Turnfire was
How can you drop these truth bombs with such a straight...
This is what I've gleaned from my many interactions with the Mountain King. The story Elder Trinidad told you was the more palatable. The Mountain King's mind isn't just disordered. He is suffering and feels great shame.
What? Then what should we do?
Of course not. We should help him move to a new home. It's the only practical solution. The Mountain King is a hero to my tribe. An object of worship, even. Ending his... Still, he's been the cause of multiple disasters.
Ugh. Practical solutions hurt Paimon's brain. Can we follow our...
Then let's break for the... Here's how I allocate my energy on a job. You're here. Very punctual.
Oh, so... Very well. Kinich, didn't you say you found him a teacher? He's just a...
Hey! No one gets to discipline the Almighty.
Maybe because I've never had a gentle-natured
Is that a compliment?
Yeah, I see what I'm missing out on now. And it's a lot.
Kinich! Ugh! We could drown this measly flying ant in one droplet of spit! How dare you compare her? Oh, just wait till I possess your dead body! I will commit heinous atrocities! Tear down your legacy!
Traveler, Paimon, let's get down to business. Once we've opened the beastly rift, you're welcome to toss a how in there for a couple of days.
With pleasure. You don't need to ask.
I got my hands on this device in a trade. It's meant as bait, but it'll also stabilize the abyss. The rift towns will tear through space to get to this. Once they're... You'll find out soon enough. They'll tear you to pieces given half the chance, so be careful.
Stop!
Uh-oh. Are there even bigger ones on the way?
You see, Kinich? I'm a man of my word. In fact, I'd say I underpromised and
I take it this is your true form?
Now that our deal is complete, it's time to start the next cliché, I know. The hero's trusted partner sends him out to the abyss in a shocking act of betrayal. Cue bad guy speech and drawn-out death sequence.
Huh? Angel?
Huh? Huh? What are you two doing?
Traveler, this is the gift I got you. I know you're looking for intel on the Abyss Order, so I thought but it looks like you've already met.
Yikes. Frosty reception. Gotta say, I kinda pictured this
Don't be ridiculous. Sounds like you've been...
There we have it. Change is inevitable and nothing lasts forever.
Sanka! Aha! So you're Glasses Guy! You...
What does it matter? A name is a superficial label.
That would explain a lot. Why else would you show up here and start at...
I'll pass. I do rather like him.
Wait. Of course! You're the one behind all the recent Abyss activity!
Haven't I told you before? I'm not part of the inner circle who do our Highness's bidding. My interests are... I spend my time digging for truth in ancient...
I investigated him. He's not connected to the recent events. Just happens to be in the area. So, I struck a deal with him. He helps me summon a rift. I allow him to do some...
But that's all over. And now Kinich wants to hand me over to you. Well, I was hoping this would be an opportune moment. That would have given me some more time to study it. But now I've run into you. Just... Wait. Does that count?
How? You are the worst of the worst! Colluding with the Abyss Order against...
There is no betrayal. The almighty Dragon Lord Khaenri'ah is a
Don't worry, I told him to act as bait.
Yes, and you should have picked a bigger fish. The Abyss Order? Ha! What a joke. Not even a match for our lowly servant. I put up with this toad's croaking for...
It looks like your disciplinary measures have been less than...
What did you expect? Behavioral rehab isn't really...
The abysmal disorder would suit you better. Kinich!
Traveler?
Hey now, I may be a... I could never beat you in a straight-up fight. But when it... Do me a favor, and remember how fast I disappear!
Darn! He got away again!
It's alright. He's not worth our time and energy. Besides, it seems like he's in debt to...
If you say so. Still...
To borrow that guy's words, names are superficial labels. Think of it like apples that have fallen from a tree. If you tasted each one, you'd find that they're all at different... Even the unripe fruit blown off its branch before it's fully...
Well, in that specific sense, maybe Enjo's not...
Of course! Only the almighty Dragon Lord.
Ugh. So what exactly are you anyway? You're definitely...
Don't worry. He can't hurt a fly.
Paimon heard that those kinds of contracts...
Such as a how watching me like a ravenous vulture?
Vulture? Vulture! We are the Dragon Supreme!
Let's pick this up another time. It's getting... You should go back and get some rest. Big day ahead.
Oh, yeah. Hearing you lay it out like that is making...
Then it can't hurt to say this one more time. See you tomorrow.
Ah, at long last. I hear you've done much for our people these last few days. Everyone has nothing but many young people have heard the rumors too. They're all eager to meet our new flame bearer.
Well, they won't have to wait for long. We really hope we can resolve the Mountain King situation quickly and smooth.
Well, it's nearly time. So,
Off we go!
here we are.
Our honored guests have arrived. I have heard much about your fine work over the past few days.
Don't worry about it. Getting this huge venue.
Oh, if it means getting the Mountain King issue resolved,
A resolution will come in due course.
no one would disagree with you if that were possible. Look around you. Can't you see how...
The ceremony was arranged on short notice.
That may be so.
Good evening, Traveler in Paimon.
Kinich! Not a moment too soon.
Chief Wayna, Elder Trinidad, could you give us a minute?
Very well. But make it quick. Let me know when you're...
Let's step to the side. Has anyone gone over the keys?
Yeah, Elder Trinidad did, but,
What a surprise! The flying ant has an answer.
If you don't want your tongue to be burned off by the sacred flame tonight, I suggest you stay quiet. See those sacred flame pillars? Once you've lit the fire, go light each one up in turn. Once that's done, head down into the cave where the Mountain King slumbers, light the braziers along the way, then bring the flame...
that sounds simple enough.
The process isn't complicated, but remember, you mustn't turn back. You have to keep moving forward, or it's seen as disrespecting our ancestors. I made you a diagram that summarizes the steps. Take a look.
So that's our part.
I'll be with you the whole way, and once you can leave that side of things to me.
Okay. We'll try to remember all that and get it right the...
Ready when you are. But I think I saw Huni and the others just tell the chief when you're ready.
How are you doing? Is all in order? I'm counting on you. Don't forget. By past fuel and present flame, life marches ever on. My brothers and sisters, the time has come to light the fire one...
Go get the sacred flame. Nicely done. Off to a good start. Great stuff. You're over halfway. Keep it up. Impressive. Just one more to go.
Are you running?
Come on, one last push. The final sacred flame pillar is up ahead. Great. All the pillars are alight. Next, it's down into the canyon and head for the Mountain King's cave. Almost there. The cave is just up ahead. The Abyss presence is growing strong. We should deal with the contamination first. There's the altar of the sacred flame. Remember, light up the torches around it first.
Woohoo! We've lit up the final altar! That's the Mountain King up ahead, right?
That's him. Kangamato, king of the Yumkasaurs from 500 years ago. He's very powerful.
Paimon can tell. He's huge. Let's tread carefully. We don't want to...
You've made it at last. You did even better than I expected.
Traveler, now comes the final and most important step of the ceremony.
There's no need this time.
Such strong abyssal power. What is that thing? Kinich, what is the meaning of...
Is that a beastly rift?
Chief Wyna, Elder Trinidad, this is about to get a little dangerous. You should
What do you think you're doing?
solving the Mountain King issue.
You mean by having him torn to pieces by rift hounds?
No, stop! We can't let that happen!
Foolish Locust! Can't you see? We're trying to shove your Locust King into the beastly rift!
But
I'm sorry, Chief Wyna and Elder Trinidad. This is the...
can you promise me that no harm will come to the Mountain King?
I can't guarantee it, but I'm fairly confident.
Traveler, this is not what we agreed on. You must cleanse the Mountain King of every... Okay, I see what this is. You've...
Ugh, you imbecile! What have...
Oh no! The device is destroyed!
You forced my hand. I had...
Elder Trinidad!
No! The Mountain King is waking up!
Everyone, out!
Oh, it seems there is only... Take me, oh Mountain King! Take me as your next
Everyone's still outside. We have to keep the Mountain King here. Give me a hand.
That's gonna hurt in the morning! Everybody stand...
Wipe out! I got him cornered. Watch out for the fruits he's spitting out. You can use those against him.
Wind and cloud. The wind knows me.
Let's light it up! Couldn't break the curse.
One with nature. The wind knows me.
Locked up.
Teamwork is trick.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
My mistake. I got him cornered.
What do we do? We can't open the rift!
Kill me! Put an end to White's shame!
By past fuel and present flame, life marches ever on.
Oh, Burkina, I must atone.
Patience. We will answer to the fire for all our deeds. Even if one day I fall behind, never look back. Keep moving forward, as we are now.
Live with your guilt and shame. This is the price to pay.
Heir to the Turnfire, please use my ruined vessel to train the heroes of the future. The will of Kongamato will march ever on, till the abyss is stamped out.
Pretty eventful day yesterday, huh?
Traveler, you've come at just the right time. Trinidad's condition is stabilized. He suffered burns on much of his body.
Guess that's the best news we could hope for. Paimon has to ask, is everyone in your tribe such a risk taker? First Kinich, then Elder Trinidad?
We're simply not afraid to charge ahead into the unknown. He's fine. Don't worry. He's gone to check on the Mountain King. After the incident yesterday, a transparent shell is formed. It is somewhat akin to a scab, in that it stops the abyssal energy. We've never seen anything like it. The tribe's most senior elders believe it was. I think their theory makes sense. After all, we've never.
Wow. So it's made a barrier against a
It's practically a miracle from what we've seen of it so far.
Wow. That's amazing!
I know what you're thinking. The young people in the tribe, because you and Kinich, and that fire is what saved.
Oh, so that was the...
I may be the chief of this tribe. If anyone can answer it, I suspect it would be...
Ah, so Kinich then. Why don't we go see how he... Hey, Kinich!
Hey yourselves. You two doing okay after yesterday?
We were gonna ask you the same question. You scared Paimon half to death when you rushed into the fire.
Sorry. I couldn't just stand and watch the Mountain King get burned alive.
So you thought you'd try and extinguish the sacred flame with Dendro? Or is that an attempt to make the
The sacred flame only possesses a fraction of the Pyro Archon's power. It's not as if I was fighting the Pyro Archon herself.
Kinich, when you went into...
Intending
To...
sacrifice myself? Of course not. My focus was on keeping the Mountain King but now I'm curious. What made you think?
Well, because everyone's saying the Turnfires, and Ponche's theory was that summoning the Turnfire is a tit for tat.
So you've heard. I'm afraid I can't say for sure. What happened yesterday was a first for me, too.
Well, even if you don't know, there's probably...
What I would say is, if that really was the power of the Turnfire, I'd sooner believe that the
The Mountain King? Then, what price did...
The core meaning of price is not atonement or compensation, but what you're willing to give up in order to obtain. It's easy to die for your sins. Much harder to live with the guilt and keep on going. In the end, the Mountain King chose.
Alright, so how is the mountain?
Health-wise, there's nothing to worry about. He'll enter a fighting stance whenever we. But his attacks are gentler now and not as crazed as before. Like he said yesterday. Yeah, I tried communicating with him again, but he.
We dare say that Locust King has well and truly lost its body remains fighting fit thanks to the.
But we saw him.
That was merely one last burst of brain activity before it croaked, as you humans would say.
Oh, come on! Stop being such a doomer. That's why he doesn't have time to chat with us.
Well, at least it means my fellow tribespeople.
Yeah, that's right.
But he ended up being completely useless.
That's on him. It's not your fault he's useless.
Friends? But your friendship is an even more valuable. So promise me, if you need anything for you, I'll do anything.
So,
Yeah, everyone's happy except me. First,
Pony, it'll be okay.
Toba, you're my friend, so I shouldn't say this to your face.
now hold your horses, kiddo. Okay, before you roll your eyes out of your skull, I promise you can trust me. I almost got my eyebrow. All right, I'll just get to the point. Do you know
What?
your extreme sport?
Huh?
On my first day here, I got hit by someone falling out of the sky. I believe it's a dangerous sport, to be sure, but the courage it took to make the jump impressed the heck out.
Oh, such a nice friend.
Of course. Anyway, the good times didn't last, because I got captured by a powerful foe, so we had to part ways for a while. In the hands of the enemy, I was scorned, scolded. Why does Uncle Sanka always have to suffer, I thought. But in the end, I made it through, and I left all of those painful memories.
The moral of the story is to look for.
Very smart, Hoonie. But what I'm trying to tell you is that after I reunite, she's right behind you.
Another trick about not turning back? I'm not. Huh?